On this day in sports history, 1957, Montreal Canadiens' Maurice "Rocket" Richard became the first player in NHL history to score 500 career goals. Richard took a pass from another Hall of Fame great, Jean Beliveau, and sent it past Chicago Blackhawks goalie Glenn Hall to set the record in a 3-1 win. Richard would play 18 seasons with the Canadiens, winning the Stanley Cup 8 times. He was also the first player to score 50 goals in 50 games. His 6 Stanley Cup overtime goals are second only to the 8 extra frame markers scored by former Quebec Nordique and Colorado Avalanche center Joe Sakic. Opposition players often tried to intimidate Richard, to which he would respond in kind. After an ugly stick-swinging incident on March 13th, NHL President Clarence Campbell suspended the Rocket for the remainder of the 1955 regular season, as well as the playoffs. Campbell's detractors would show their displeasure when he attended the next Canadiens game. Unruly fans pelted Campbell with vegetables and eggs. Montreal was eventually forced to forfeit the game to the Detroit Red Wings when a tear gas bomb was set off inside the arena. 20,000 people smashed windows and doors at the Forum and surrounding businesses in an event that became known as the Richard Riots. On this day in sports history, 1966, Boston Bruins' Bobby Orr would make his NHL debut, and 4 days later, Orr would score his first NHL goal against the Montreal Canadiens. A slapshot that made its way past goalie Gump Worsley led to Bruins fans giving the young defenseman a standing ovation. On December 4th, 1966, in an ominous sign of things to come, Toronto Maple Leafs defenseman Marcel Pronovost checked Orr into the boards, injuring his knees for the first, but not the last time, in his career. A dozen knee surgeries led Orr to retire early at the end of the 1978 season. Orr and the Bruins would win 2 Stanley Cups, with his 1970 Cup-winning overtime goal against the St. Louis Blues, leading to one of the most iconic pictures in hockey history. Blues defenseman Noel Picard tripped Orr after he scored the winner, making it appear as though Orr was flying through the air, Superman style. Orr would become known as one of the greatest offensive defensemen to ever play the game, scoring 264 goals and 888 points in just 631 games over 10 seasons. Orr finished his career playing 2 years with the Chicago Blackhawks after contract negotiations went poorly with the Boston Bruins. On this day in sports history, 1981, Rick Monday of the LA Dodgers would hit a 9th-inning home run, propelling the Dodgers over the Montreal Expos 3-2 in the NLCS Best-of-5 series. The game, which was played in Montreal on a Monday after it was canceled the day before because of snow and cold, became known as Blue Monday to Expos fans. Montreal gave up a 2-1 series lead with a Game 4 7-1 loss and led 1-0 going into the 5th inning of the deciding game. The Dodgers, who would trail the New York Yankees 2-0 in the World Series, would win the next 4 contests to take the championship 4-2. On this day in sports history, 1973, Oakland A's Dick Williams resigned as manager of the team moments after they won a second straight World Series while winning the West Division in each of his 3 seasons at the helm. Williams insisted that he had made his decision weeks prior to the series victory and that it was based solely on personal factors. With his family living on the East Coast in Florida, Williams felt it was time to put family before baseball. Athletics owner Charles Finley asked him to reconsider before making his announcement, but promised Williams he would not hold him to the final 2 years of his contract. It wasn't just ownership that wanted to keep Williams. Sal Bando, Joe Rudy, and Reggie Jackson also lobbied him to stay, but to no avail. Rudy would say, "Baseball's a game where you have to adjust, so we'll just have to adjust to someone else, but we'll miss him." The A's most definitely adjusted to new manager Elvin Dark when they went on to win a 3rd consecutive World Series the following season. On this day in sports history, 1975, Boston Red Sox catcher Carlton Fisk hits one of the most iconic home runs in World Series history. With the Red Sox tied at 6 runs apiece with the Cincinnati Reds, Fisk led off the bottom of the 12th, facing the Reds' 8th pitcher of the night. Fisk would take Pat Darcy's second pitch and launch it over the Green Monster, waving both hands to the right in an effort to will the curling liner to stay fair. The walk-off home run gave the Red Sox life as it forced the series to a 7th and deciding game. Having caught all 12 innings of the high-tension game, Fisk actually used teammate Rick Burleson's bat because it was a lighter version of the bat he used, which he said felt heavy. Burleson never asked for the bat back, and Fisk, when asked about it later, said, "And he wouldn't have gotten it back even if he did." Unfortunately for the Red Sox, they would blow a 3-0 lead in Game 7, giving up 2 runs in the 6th, a run in the 7th, and the game-winning run in the top of the 9th on a Joe Morgan bloop single that scored Ken Griffey Sr. for the 4-3 victory. On this day in sports history, 1979, Cleveland Browns tight end Ozzie Newsome began a streak of 150 consecutive games with at least 1 reception. Known as the Wizard of Oz, Newsome would play 13 seasons with the Browns, recording 662 career receptions, good for 7,980 yards and 47 touchdowns. The 1978 first-round draft pick became an instant team leader, likely a result of his attitude towards playing the game that was on display at his Hall of Fame induction speech in 1999. Newsome said, "I don't like dropping anything. I haven't played this game as long as I have, as well as I have, by dropping footballs. I guess I'm a perfectionist." At the time of his retirement, Newsome led the career receiving yards for tight ends, but has since been passed by the likes of Tony Gonzalez, Jason Witten, and Rob Gronkowski. He still sits 8th on the all-time list and 10th for career touchdown receptions by a tight end. Newsome's streak would end a decade later when he failed to make a catch in an October 29, 1989 game against the Houston Oilers. An ankle injury prevented Newsome from playing more than just a single snap in the second half. Newsome confirmed after the game that it was his decision to sit out and let the streak end.